Thank you.
I want to thank the Modern Courts of Pennsylvania. I want to thank the Pennsylvania Modern Courts and the Philadelphia Bar Association for having us. Are we good now? We're better than good. All right, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Bill Caye. I want to thank the Pennsylvania Modern Courts and the Philadelphia Bar Association for having this forum. I'm a family man. I'm running for the Superior Court to keep our families safe. Statewide practitioner, focusing primarily now in the criminal defense world and juvenile defense world. Previously, I had been a prosecutor with our Office of Attorney General, covering the western part of the state. Distinguished career there, worked for some outstanding individuals, proud of the work that I did in the Child Predator Unit, where I protected our children. I also segued into environmental crimes and elder abuse. I'm very proud of the work that the agents did there as a part of a team to protect our citizens. Again, I'm focusing on a new direction for our courts, one that promotes diversity, one that respects accountability, and one that gets input from the people. And thank you for having me. I look forward to the discussion and the questions. Thank you.
Mr. Duffy, I'll just say Steve. Is that okay?
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
And you're first, Mr. Caye.
Thank you. That's a good question. I've always worked very hard. I've always had demanding and excessive caseloads in my own private sector practice as well as the public sector practice. I think the staff would want to do well to be quick but not hurry in these decisions. I think the types of screening or rules changes that we would need would be to have some vetting of which types of cases would require just submission and decisions on the briefs versus the oral arguments. I also feel that we have to be mindful and respectful, though, of the litigants. I think in particular, like when you have businesses or small businesses, those particular types of clients should participate in a specialty type of a court that I would embrace with the rules in terms of a commerce type of a court. So I think those very specific, palpable changes, just minor tweaks, and a lot of hard work, rolling your sleeves up and doing the day-to-day due diligence, I think would do well for our citizens here in the Commonwealth. Well, recently I had a stint as of counsel to an LGTB law firm right outside of Pittsburgh, and I would suppose that Whitewood versus Wolf would be a monumental decision in Pennsylvania in terms of equality. And one of the things, again, that's near and dear to my heart is protecting families, and families today take all shapes and sizes. I would echo my colleagues as former prosecutors that the decisions in the areas of criminal law regarding sentencing and mandatory minimums weigh heavily. I think that also the search and seizure laws in terms of the balance, credibility factors in terms of preliminary hearings, very much handcuff defense lawyers, now that I am a defense lawyer. And I don't think that as a sitting judge, having clerked for several of them at the federal, state, and county levels, that they're going to want to have a record that is of entirety of hearsay. That you really can't get to the nitty-gritty in terms of assessing the strengths and weaknesses of your case. Next, I think in the area of environmental law, which again is something that I had familiarity with in the Office of Attorney General, the Robinson Township cases. I think it sheds light on the inequities in the system depending upon rural versus rural. The decision-making of the courts has to be very attentive to the needs of all sides of disputes. And finally, I think the Curran versus Luzerne County case, again, because it impacts justice. And we know that people that have money have a different brand of justice, or at least that's the perception of it. I think that needs to stop.
Thank you.
Role where you have to step back and say, these lawyers have a case and their clients deserve a fair hearing. So that's my philosophy, that's how I would judge. And my experience has always been to be a team player, to prepare those briefs, to make those arguments, whether it was in the civil court or the criminal court, but to be true to the facts. A lot of times people are trying to pull fast ones. And I think that a lot of judges get upset. I think if you were a judge, it would be disrespectful not to be full and fair in your presentation of the record. And that's how I would judge. Yes, I think being part of both an appointed process and an elected process, just recently in my own personal life, I had the opportunity with Governor Wolf to sit for an interim judicial appointment process. And it fell a little bit short, but I was grateful for the opportunity. And I had run for Common Police Court in Allegheny County, and we had a committee assembled to do the asks. There's good and bad in both of those processes. I think endorsements from special interest groups, nonprofits, labor organizations, I think all of those bring out sort of a bad taste in the public, especially individuals that are working for the taxpayer and campaigning for other offices. I think, again, that creates a perception of entitlement. And my campaign is based on the people. I'm not going to discriminate against the people, and I'm not going to do something that puts the bench in disrespect, because, again, we have to be respectful of the office, which is the judiciary. The judiciary has to be independent, and dark money should not enter into politics when we're electing our judges in Pennsylvania. As a proponent of equality and equal justice throughout my career, being involved in bar association organizations, working alongside some very strong women, and allowing women to actually take the lead in cases as a second chair, have no qualms about promoting diversity throughout the course of my career. I'd like to substitute that word diversity with one of inclusion, because after all, I think that's really what equality is. It's including people, giving people the opportunities that would not have otherwise had the opportunities, whether you're African American, Latino, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're Catholic, whether you're Protestant. We have to step up as professionals in a noble pursuit of justice, and that means we have to include people. My father was a coach. He believed in integrating. He believed in playing the best players and playing in a high level of competition. So if we refuse to allow people to sit at the table because of their race, because of their gender, because of their age, or maybe now because they're veterans, maybe we don't agree with them, then we're not promoting diversity. I'm going to be somebody that champions it because I live it every day, I was a product of it, and I'm proud of it. Thank you. Yes, the people that know me best in Allegheny County, like the Bar Association Judiciary Committee that twice recommended me to be a judge, know that I do the right thing for the right reason. Again, trust and confidence in the work ethic. I think what distinguishes me from some of the other individuals, I've actually appeared in many of the counties that these appeals arise from. I have a reflection and a flavor for the judges, their decision making, the populace, the people. The people is what it is all about, folks, and that's why I want to be a judge, to help people. I don't need this job, I want this job, and I'm going to tell you what none of the other candidates will tell you. After 10 years and one term, I will gladly pass it on because, again, why? I believe in diversity. Thank you.